Is it possible for a fan base to get a little too excited about a young player? That's the kind of question that comes up a lot when a new quarterback enters the scene, especially when that player shows promise and the hometown crowd starts dreaming big. And in this case, we're talking about Will Howard, a young quarterback who has captured the attention of the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base during this year's training camp. The enthusiasm for him is palpable, and if you've ever been out at the nighttime practice sessions, known around here as Friday Night Lights, you know exactly what I mean. The atmosphere is different from your usual training camp experience. It's not held at the usual college campus, but rather at Latrobe Memorial High School, which is a whole different kind of vibe. If you've never been, it's hard to describe just how close and personal it feels to watch these guys out there. The fans aren't just observers, they're practically part of the session. You can hear every call, every snap, every coach's instruction. And the players? They can hear the crowd, the chatter, the encouragement, even the critiques. It creates this incredible feedback loop, a connection that makes the whole experience feel electric. Among all the players on the roster right now, there's no one who seems to be basking in more affection and attention than Will Howard. And honestly, that's no surprise. The city has been waiting for the next franchise quarterback for what feels like forever, and Howard arrived with a kind of aura that makes people want to believe he could be that guy. Some of the fans were lucky enough to see him in college, leading Ohio State to a national championship victory against Notre Dame. That kind of memory goes a long way in building a connection. Beyond that, Howard has a personality that just draws you in. Calling him personable doesn't quite do it justice. He's magnetic, the kind of guy who makes you feel like you've known him for years after just a brief conversation. Whether he's talking to a crowd or facing a room full of cameras and microphones, he carries himself with a calm confidence and genuine warmth. That kind of presence only adds to the hope and excitement that he could be a star in the making. Now, the field, Howard is just one of 4 quarterbacks in the Steelers room this year. There's the living legend, the veteran who's been a steady presence in the organization, and then the others who bring their own skills and experiences. But Howard, he's still the rookie. The dude with a lowercase d, if you will. There's nothing flashy or arrogant about him right now. He's just a guy out there trying to earn his spot, trying to soak in everything and get better. And that's the key. He has to work. He has the physical tools, good size, speed, and a strong arm. But raw talent alone doesn't win games in the NFL. What separates a young quarterback from a great one is the ability to process, to learn, to adapt. Howard has shown that ability throughout his career, from his early days in high school, through college, and into his rookie year. He's visibly improved every step of the way, whether it's reflected in stats, advanced analytics, or film breakdowns. That show his decision-making getting sharper. That upward trajectory is exactly what the Steelers saw when they drafted him, something the coaching staff has openly talked about. His arrow is pointing up. But make no mistake, the road ahead is long and challenging. The excitement from the fan base sometimes makes it seem like Howard could just be thrown into the starting lineup tomorrow and light the league on fire, but the reality is far more complicated. He's not ready yet. If you watch the training, camp footage closely, you'll see why. One big hurdle is his ability to throw with the kind of velocity and precision required at this level. It's not a question of arm strength. He can definitely heave the ball downfield, but NFL passing requires threading the needle, getting the ball into tight windows, and doing it quickly under pressure. College football often allows more open targets and longer decision times, which isn't the case here. What Howard still needs to do is get comfortable taking those risks, making those throws when the margin for error is razor thin. And that's something even the greats have had to learn. Aaron Rodgers, who's been in the NFL for nearly 2 decades and is a multiple-time most valuable player, recently shared his perspective on camp and the learning process. He said that training camp is when you try things. Test the boundaries, see what mistakes you can make and fix before the games get real. That willingness to push the limits in practice is how you get better, how you develop the instincts to set elite quarterbacks apart. And Rodgers admitted with a bit of humor that when the pressure is on, he's good at protecting the football. Something his stats definitely back up, given his incredibly low interception rate. Howard, at this stage, has some learning to do in that department, balancing the need to take risks with a need to protect the ball. On a positive note, There's something subtle but encouraging happening with Howard every day at practice. He's starting to find a little extra zip in his throws, getting a bit more comfortable pushing the ball downfield with authority instead of just getting it out there. He's not the guy trying to steal the spotlight right away. He's more focused on learning, absorbing, and improving quietly. That kind of patience and humility is crucial for a rookie quarterback. It shows he understands that growth takes time, and he's willing to put in the work to get there. Switching gears for a moment, the Steelers' defensive line situation also offers a glimpse into how the team is evolving and what kind of players they value. Take Dan McCullers, known affectionately as Big Dan. He was a massive presence on the defensive line, standing 6 feet 7 inches tall and weighing nearly 350 pounds. He played for the Steelers for several years, logging over 70 games, but only a handful as a starter. Despite his size, the key trait the team needed from him, being a dominant force who could occupy multiple blockers and disrupt the offensive line, didn't quite materialize the way they hoped. Opponents figured out how to use his size against him, literally leveraging underneath and pushing him back. Around that time, the whole concept of the nose tackle was changing in the NFL. The Steelers, along with other teams, started moving away from the old school hulking type players who just took up space and instead looked for more dynamic defensive linemen who could penetrate and make plays. That shift gave rise to players like Aaron Donald, who redefined the defensive line position with his rare combination of strength, speed, and relentless pass rushing ability. He could take on 2 or 3 blockers but also beat them one-on-one. The Steelers are trying to follow that blueprint now. Players like Keanu Benton and Derek Harmon represent this new breed of defensive linemen, versatile, quick, and playmakers rather than just space eaters. Benton showed flashes early on that got people excited, but the stats didn't always back up that promise, leading the team to expect more from him in his second year. Harmon, meanwhile, is the kind of player who gets into the backfield and makes his presence felt with tackles for loss, sacks, and even passes defended. The coaching staff has emphasized that the position has evolved, and when asked what position Benton actually plays, the answer is simply playmaker. So the Steelers' defensive line is evolving just as the quarterback position is in transition, with young guys like Howard trying to find their footing. The excitement surrounding Howard is real and justified to some extent because you rarely get a player with his combination of skills and personality walking into your training camp. But the truth is the NFL is a grind, and every rookie quarterback faces a steep learning curve. The fans' hope is natural and necessary. It's part of what makes sports thrilling. But it's equally important to keep expectations grounded in reality, to appreciate the process as Howard grows into the player he can become. When talking about the rise of a young quarterback like Will Howard, it's crucial to understand that the journey to becoming a starter in the NFL is never straightforward. It's filled with countless hours of film study, repetition, mental and physical adjustments, and learning to manage the immense pressure that comes with playing the most scrutinized position in all of professional sports. Fans often see only the game days, the highs, the lows, the highlight reels, and tend to forget the relentless grind that happens behind the scenes. The quiet practices, the tough coaching feedback, the endless scenario drills where the quarterback must perfect his reads and timing, and the personal sacrifices required to keep improving. For Howard, this is the reality he now lives every day. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors have been swirling across the NFL community about a potentially game-changing move that could redefine the Pittsburgh Steelers' future. Whispers on social media and inside sources suggest that Tyreek Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in recent memory, might be on the verge of joining the Steelers roster. This possible signing has generated immense excitement among fans and analysts alike, as Hill's speed, agility, and playmaking ability could provide the Steelers with the kind of offensive firepower they desperately need. Many insiders are calling this move the biggest acquisition in Steelers history, a statement that carries significant weight considering the franchise's storied past and legacy of legendary players. While official confirmation remains elusive, the persistent rumors have sparked widespread speculation about how Hill's presence might alter the dynamics of the team, potentially elevating them to new heights in an increasingly competitive league. The prospect of Tyreek Hill wearing the black and gold uniform has ignited a wave of optimism that feels almost tangible within Steelers circles and fan bases across the nation. Conversations among sports commentators often highlight how Hill's unique skill set could perfectly complement Pittsburgh's offensive strategy, transforming their aerial attack into one of the deadliest in the NFL. His track record of explosive plays, combined with his experience in high-pressure games, suggests that the Steelers could benefit immensely from his talents. Speculation extends beyond on-field performance, with some suggesting that Hill's leadership and veteran presence might also bolster the locker room's morale. This anticipated signing is more than just a player acquisition. It represents a bold statement of intent from the Steelers front office, signaling their ambition to return to dominance and challenge the league's elite franchises once again. Insiders have begun dissecting the potential impact of Tyreek Hill on the Steelers' offensive schemes, hinting at a paradigm shift in how the team approaches each game. Hill's blazing speed could force opposing defenses to rethink their coverage strategies, creating opportunities for other players and allowing the Steelers quarterback to exploit mismatches more effectively. Analysts speculate that Hill's arrival might catalyze a new era for the Steelers' offense, encouraging a faster, more aggressive style of play that capitalizes on his ability to stretch the field vertically. This shift could lead to increased scoring opportunities and greater pressure on rival defenses. Some experts even suggest that Hill's presence could influence the Steelers' draft strategies and free agency moves, as the team seeks to build around this explosive talent. The mere possibility of Hill joining Pittsburgh has sent ripples throughout the NFL, signaling a potential power shift within the league. Fans have not remained silent amid these swirling rumors flooding social media. Platforms with hopeful messages, memes, and predictions about Tyreek Hill's potential impact on the Steelers. The buzz is palpable, with supporters envisioning highlight reels filled with Hill's signature moves, lightning-fast routes, jaw-dropping catches, and game-changing touchdowns. Some enthusiasts argue that this acquisition could finally answer long-standing questions about Pittsburgh's ability to compete at the highest level offensively, especially given the team's struggles in recent seasons. The Steelers faithful appear ready to embrace this new chapter with open arms, seeing Hill as a beacon of hope and a catalyst for renewed glory. However, amidst the excitement, skeptics caution that such a move comes with risks, noting Hill's demanding contract and the challenges of integrating a superstar into an already established system. Nonetheless, the conversation surrounding this potential signing remains overwhelmingly optimistic, fueling ongoing debates and anticipation. While official statements from the Steelers management remain carefully measured, sources close to the organization hint that negotiations with Tyreek Hill are progressing positively. The front office is reportedly exploring creative contract options to accommodate Hill's talents while maintaining roster flexibility. This behind-the-scenes activity has only intensified the rumor mill, with insiders speculating that a formal announcement could come soon. If the deal is finalized, it would not only mark the biggest acquisition in Steelers history, but also signal a significant shift in the franchise's strategic direction. The move might inspire other top-tier players to consider Pittsburgh as a destination, boosting the team's overall competitiveness. As the NFL community watches closely, the narrative surrounding Tyreek Hill and the Steelers continues to build, blending anticipation, excitement, and the enduring hope that this rumored signing could rewrite the team's legacy for years to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.